They were brutally tortured by the state agencies, and then they were bringing into the court. And on 22nd of December 2017, the government of Pakistan was in contact with the Interpol to arrest me and my friends because of our criticism on Islam and its role. People carry our plasters, the big pictures on the banners, and they demanding to separate our heads from our body. If you are accused of blasphemy, then there is no other way to escape. On the spot, people will not ask to provide any evidence, no facts, nothing. They will burn you alive without any evidence, and the state cannot protect you from these radical Islamists.
Before we hear from Faraz Pervaiz, the only thing I ask if you would like to support this channel is to press subscribe. Now, on to the podcast. Hello, welcome to my podcast. Today, my guest is Faraz, and I'm just going to go ahead and let him introduce himself. Go ahead, Faraz.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Cassandra, for providing me this wonderful opportunity. And who am I? Well, my name is Faraz Pervaiz, and I am a Pakistani Christian. I am a voice for the voiceless, particularly for the Christian minority in Pakistan, a community that has faced relentless persecution and systematic marginalized. As someone who has witnessed an unfolding tragedies of religious intolerance in Islamic Republic of Pakistan, I feel a deep responsibility to shed light on the injustice faced by Pakistani Christians. So my perspective is shaped by painful reality of their suffering, reality that contradicts Pakistan's founding visions of equality and in exclusion for all the citizens, regardless of the faith. Through advocacy and the awareness, I aim to call for the justice and urge the world to stand in solidarity with those who enduring an unspoken genocide in Pakistan. So, in 2014, I, Faraz Pervaiz, began criticizing the government of Pakistan on various issues faced by Christians, including blasphemy laws, social discrimination, and marginalization, voiceless, then violence and threat, face forced conversion and abduction, and limitations on the religious freedom, economic hardship, political exclusion, and lack of representation. So, educational barriers and curriculum bias, inequities, legal protection, Islam and its influence, suicide bombing, targeting our churches, and mob attacks in the Christian home due to the false blasphemy accusation. I expressed these criticism through videos, cartoons, through my website that was terminated, and my own YouTube channel, which is recently terminated by YouTube on 6th of June 2025 this year, a few days ago back, and social media platform like Twitter and Facebook. My Twitter was suspended in 2017 on the request of government of Pakistan, and my Facebook account was terminated again on the request of government of Pakistan. And in 2017, 7th of July 2017, the Facebook management visited Pakistan because of me and my friend, and because the government of Pakistan requested Facebook to suspend all the material which criticize the state policies that are very biased against the Christians in Pakistan. Me and my friend, we criticize government and Islam and the role of Islam on our social media platforms. So then, on the request of government of Pakistan, Facebook suspended my account. Then in 2019, again I joined Twitter and Facebook, but that popularity and fame we lost with our names, and because after 2 years joining, and people have no idea who am I and why I'm here. So many popular accounts copy my content and share it on their own social media pages. My demand for the arrest of Abdul Aziz, uh, he is the Islamic preacher of Lal Masjid, which is situated in Islamabad, in the capital city, near the diplomatic enclave where all the embassies are situated there: US, Canada, European, all the diplomatic enclave. That is it is so called safe zone or area where they are easily moved. So, as was my emphasis on Taliban's terrorist activities, which were evident in attacks on our churches, as we've seen 22nd of September 2013. So, for nearly first 2 3 years, almost 3 years, the government of Pakistan could not identify the source or motive behind these criticism. So this story, which eventually gained attention in the state, began 2017 in the month of February. So then the state brutality, the state aggression started against us in 2017 February until today that we are facing. So this is a little bit introduction that why we started all these criticism, why I am wanted by the state. In the first FIR of blasphemy registered in 2017 against me, then my all friends were arrested in 2017. They were brutally tortured by the state agencies, and then they were bringing into the court. And on 20, 22nd of December 2017, the government of Pakistan was in contact with the Interpol to arrest me and my friends because of our criticism on Islam and its role. And according to the Federal Investigation Agency, DG, Agency Director General of FIA, during the court hearing, he informed the court that there were 12,000 blasphemy FIRs against me, applications against me and my friends until 22nd December 2017. Then in 2018, the first protest led against me, my family, against my church. People carry our plasters, the big pictures on the banners, and they demanding to separate our heads from our body. And in 2018, my first head bounty was announced by Jamaatul Dawa. The TLP, Tehreek Labbaik Pakistan, issued their first bounty against me, my head bounty, and my where thousands of protesters were against me in the tribal areas in the city of Lahore. And then again in the month of August 2018, the first protest led by Tehreek Labbaik Pakistan from Lahore that led to Pakistan. And at that time, newly elected Prime Minister of Pakistan, Imran Khan, he he supported that protest, and he gave the power to these radical Islamists to street justice in the name of Islam or protection of. And that time, that the government of PTI government, they wrote to United Nations to stop us. And then in the month of December, this party TLP, they issue my first head bounty. First, they led protest against me and my family, and instigate violence against me and my family to anyone, any Muslim, wherever find us, to terminate, behead us. no mercy. And then from there, my first ad bounty was issued by TLP, and then again in 20, the continue protest led many various city head bounties, plaster, and then in 2019, I was attacked here in Bangkok, Thailand, by the radical Islamist group that who wants to kill me because my lucrative head bounty attract them. And then I was compelled by the United Nations to delete my 474 videos that were very critical to Islam. I was forced by United Nations to leave the country. They want me to cross the border to go to neighboring country because they observe that my life is in danger in here in Bangkok, Thailand. Because one of their Muslim lady, she disclosed my presence in here in Thailand, and she inviting jihadi Muslim across the world to come here in Thailand and terminate me.
Wow. Okay. Faraz, before you continue, you have a very rich history, but just because we're talking to a Western audience, we need to establish some basic vocabulary and understanding of what you're talking about. So if we could just go back a little bit, you were born and raised in Pakistan, you were raised a Christian. What year did you start speaking out or making videos about it criticizing? Was it criticizing Islam? Was it criticizing the Pakistani government, or was it both?
Both.
Okay.
We started criticizing both state, non-state actor, Islam, and the role of Islam. We translated many books. Specifically, I translated one book that was written. I'm not the translator. I did not translate, but we get help from someone.
Let's back up a little bit just to give a little bit of context about Pakistan, about the history about Pakistan. It was under colonial rule. There was a partition with India and Pakistan. Can you just share a little bit about a history? Again, we're talking to a Western audience, so just a little bit about when Pakistan came into being and how maybe the last 50 or 100 years of history.
The separate electorate system for minorities in place until 2002 further isolated communities like Christians, reinforcing their second-class status. Despite this democratic transitions in the 2010s and the 2020s, religious extremism and institutional discrimination have persisted, undermining Jinnah's visions of an inclusive Pakistan. So today, in 2025, Pakistan stands at the crossroad, grappling with the economic challenges, political polarization, and the ongoing persecution of its religious minority, particularly Christians. So this is what background of this Islamic Republic of Pakistan.
Right. So from the time of the partition to present day, would you say that the original state of Pakistan had more democratic principles and was more accepting of Christians, or has there always been a persecution of Christians? Or if it hasn't, like, when did that actually change?
Since this is the creation of this nation, 1947, since that time we are facing the same, the way, the behaviors, the attitudes towards us, systematic behaviors towards us, because they see us as an agent for the US. Whenever we walk in the street, they call us, when they saw us Christian, they said that we are the FBI agent, especially Christian. They think that we are America and Pakistani Christian. They have the same religious belief, so that's why they blame us for spying for America. So there is a very hatred towards us since the creation of this nation.
And you have mentioned blasphemy laws. Can you explain what that is? And then also, what does it look like? What do you mean when you say blasphemy laws? What happens to people?
Well, see, if you are accused of blasphemy, then there is no other way to escape. On the spot, people will not ask to provide any evidence, no facts, nothing. They will burn you alive. without any evidence, and the state cannot protect you from these radical Islamists. We have seen this all in the past. So Pakistan draconian blasphemy laws, particularly section 295C of Pakistan Penal Code, which mandates death penalty for insulting Islam or Islamic Prophet Muhammad. These laws, mandate in 1980s under, as I already explained you, General are routinely weaponized against Christians. A single false accusation, often rooted in personal grudges or the land dispute, can ignite mob violence, imprisonment, or death sentence. I give you one example. If you remember the case of Asia Bibi, who endured nearly a decade on death row before her 2018 acquittal and was forced to flee Pakistan, is a chilling example. We have recent example, Lazar Nazir Masih, 2024, 23-year-old Christian man was killed in Sargoda, and Abdullah Ali was shot dead in Quetta police custody. And the killer were celebrated as a hero. And we have seen Christian men, Kamar David, 2011. He was accused of false last accusations, defiling the Islamic book Quran. He was murdered inside the prison. I'm not talking about what is happening to the Muslim. That is another dark chapter. But these are all, even in the police custody, you are not safe. We have seen in the recent year, we have seen in the Jaramala, where false blasphemy accusation led radical Islamists. They burned down hundreds of Christian houses, thousands of holy Bibles were burned down, and no one was there convicted. Muslims are today free, and these cases reveal judiciary paralyzed by fear of religious fanatics, where justice for Christian is virtually non-existent, and mob violence is the reoccurring, the nightmare Christian neighborhoods and the churches, and frequent target of often sparked by the baseless these only rumors. The name I want to give you the all these tragedies in recent years we have seen. Shantinagar in 1997, where a village was set on a fire, whole village, hundreds of houses. And Gojra, 2009, where 8 Christians were burnt alive, and state was failed there. State was unable to protect its own people, because the blasphemy is state versus its own people, and all these people are, they are the state elements. State use them for their political benefits. We have seen Joseph Clooney in Lahore, 2013, where hundreds of homes were burnt down. We have seen twin churches blast in 2013, killing dozens. And we have seen in the flash of false blasphemy accusation, Shama and Shazad, 2014, a couple burnt alive with their unborn child. And as I mentioned, Jarawala 2013, where churches and homes were set ablaze, and thousands of holy Bibles were, turned into ashes. So these acts of terrors, made with the impunity, leave the Christian community in, ruin their lives, shattered by the fear and despair.
Wow.
So blasphemy is no evidence needed in Pakistan. Just someone is coming, they like your property, they see your daughter is young, she is beautiful, she is going to school. So there is no other way to escape all these radical Islamists. They just target you, they take you, and no one is going to protect you.
So just comparing it from the United States of America to Pakistan. In the United States of America, if somebody is accused of something, it goes through the courts. You have a chance to defend yourself, have representation. In Pakistan, let's say a local person accuses a Christian of blasphemy. What is the process? Is there a judicial process that happens, or is it that there are state actors within the country that are operating completely by themselves?
Okay, if you are accused of blasphemy, there is no need of any evidence in the police station.
Wow.
All these radical Islamists will come, they, grab you, they take you. First, they will show you as a judge. They'll set their own court, mob justice. They'll beat you brutally and they'll kill you on the spot. No need any evidence. If you are apprehended by the police, police will take you in their custody. Even we have seen in the custody, people were killed. Recent year, we have seen. Even the police officer, they take this Islamic glory by killing this innocent person who is accused of false blasphemy. There is no court justice. There is everyone, scared of their life. If they give any relief to the person who is accused of blasphemy, then the people they will
Right.
kill
It
even
becomes like a,
judges. In the past, Rashid Minhas, he was killed. We have seen the judge who gave the relief to the Christian accused of blasphemy in 90s. So the judge, he was murdered by all these radical Islamist group. So this state is total, you can say, they are compromised. They use all these radical fanatics for their own benefits. So that's why they nourish them, they use them against religious minority for their vote banks.
yeah. What percentage of the population in Pakistan is Christian?
It's
Very small.
1.5, but it's total is 240 total population of Pakistan. But from my perspective, Pakistan religious landscape is overwhelming, dominated by Islam, but it includes small yet significant minority communities whose contributions are often erased. According to the most recent data, approximately 96 to 97% of Pakistan's population of over, as I mentioned, that 240 millions of Muslims, with the majority being Sunni and sizable Shia minority. The remaining 3 or 4% of comprises religious minority, including Christians, Hindus, Sikh, Ahmadiyas, and other. So, Christians numbering around 2 to 3 million, roughly, or 1.5% of the population are one of the, you can say, the largest non-Muslim group. Despite their small number, they have made a significant, Christians specifically, contribution to Pakistan's education, because pre-partition, all the Christian institutions, and then health care, Christian hospitals, and especially Christian nurses, and in the social sectors, often running schools and hospitals that serve all the communities without any discrimination. But as a Christian, we face discriminatory behaviors. So Hindus mark up 1 to 2%, primarily in the Sindh, while Ahmadis declares the sector of Islam, non-Muslims under the 1974 constitution face severe persecution. Similar groups like Sikhs, Parsis, and Buddhists exist, but are even fewer in numbers. So, this religious compositions, while diverse, is overshadowed by a state and societal structure that often you can prioritize Islamic identity, marginalizing minorities like Christians and leaving them vulnerable to the systematic discrimination and the
Right.
violence. And that is happening, they are facing every day, and there is no escape, um, no chance to escape all these violence.
Yeah. So when you say blasphemy laws, you said it was if it was an offense against, if I heard you correctly, an offense against Islam or the Prophet Muhammad. What are specific examples? Like somebody just said something negative about the Prophet Muhammad? What are some examples of what blasphemy laws actually look like and why people are gone after?
If, well, until today, when we are talking, there are 321 cases against Christian historically reported since 1980s until
Wow.
today. Many were murder, mob violence, extrajudicial killing, given life death sentence. And if someone brandished just their finger to the Christian, that this person blasphemed against Muhammad, this person abuses Muhammad. But in reality, while you are living in Pakistan, you cannot even imagine to speak even a single word against Islam or Muhammad's companions or the teaching of Islam. We live in the fear 24/7 that we know that if we intentionally or unintentionally say any word, even to the Muslim person, that person can accuse us to the false blasphemy accusation and the mob justice on the spot. No one is coming there to. I give you one example. Uh, the governor of Punjab, he supported Asia Bibi. He was killed by his own personal security guard that was appointed by the state to protect him. But his own personal security guard killed him because he supported a woman who is accused of blasphemy.
Wow.
I give you another example. One Pakistani Christian in Sargoda, Lazar Nazir Masih, that family, they were well earning, they have their own factories. The Muslim hatred that show deliberately accused that 73-year-old person, accusing him burning the Quranic pages, made the announcement in the mosque speaker that Lazar Nazir Masih, a Christian man, he blasphemed and burned down the pages of Quran. So this is the responsibility every Muslims took and kill him on the spot. Thousands of radical Islamists gathered outside their home. They brutally tortured him. Even he was apprehended by the police. They snatched him from the police, and then on the spot, they they were throwing bricks over him. They smashed his head with the bricks, and that was brutal torture and assault. And the state was present there.
Wow.
I give you one more example. Two friends, they were playing snooker, a billboard, a billiard, as they were playing together. And the Muslim, he lost from the Christian. And that person who lost in the sport against Christian, he accused him of abusing Muhammad. And in the result of that personal grudge, more than 100 Christian houses were burned. Families were harassed, they were displaced. I give you one more example. Two Christian brothers, they were very good in playing cricket. They win every match against Muslims. Muslims orchestrated a false blasphemy accusation against them. Muslims accused them that they sent a blasphemous picture that were on the private parts of the woman. There were, Islamic names are written, Muhammad, Aisha, and other. they are spreading. But in reality, those cousins and brother, they were unaware about that allegation that against them. All these, personal vendettas and
Right.
grudge incited these blasphemy accusation, and no one is there to protect you or ask you any evidence or the facts. No
Yeah.
one
It's
is
like a right. It's
protecting
a
you.
because it's a people can take their law into their own hands because in Pakistan, blasphemy is part of the law. So, what defense do you really have? So, if you could break up, I know you had mentioned that there are state actors within Pakistan. Okay, so there's the government. What other organizations, or I guess that's the best way to put it, organizations are operating within Pakistan that have a lot of power that are also establishing the rule of law? Obviously, there's the state. Taliban is that one. Are there others? You had mentioned another one earlier. I don't remember the name, but the other organizations that are struggling for even power, maybe to try to take over the Pakistani government. Like, what are all of the state actors within the country that are operating?
There are many proscribed organizations that are declared terrorist organizations. They are openly operating. Like I give you example, Jamaatul Dawa. They are banned outfit, but they are still operating in
Mm-hmm.
Pakistan. They are waging war against Hindus in India. There are another radical Islamist group that is called TLP, Tariq Labad
Right.
Pakistan. They are the state assets. Those states use them against any rival, any political party in there. And this party is specially trained in accusing blasphemy their political rivals. There are many other groups. Recently, since 2020, since the COVID time, one blasphemy business gang is operating. They are accusing, targeting Christians, Muslims, everyone. So they are state elements. State is using them to against its citizen. It's like a state versus its own
Mm-hmm.
people. So it's normal, and there are uncountable groups that are operating with the systematic power which is provided by the state. So people have a good power and to
Mm-hmm.
persecute you, and the state is
Mm-hmm.
sponsoring them,
Interesting.
and no one ever is brought to justice ever, 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 ever.
So, do you want to share anything else? We are going to do a part two to go into other issues, but is there anything else you want to share just in this about Pakistan and about the Christians, about the blasphemy laws? Anything else that you think is important to just give an introduction about what's going on with Pakistan and Christians?
Well, what is happening to Christians in Pakistan? Well, Faraz Pervaiz, I am heartbroken and outraged by the systematic genocide unfolding against Christians in Pakistan. Tragedies that
Mm-hmm.
betrays the nation's founding promise of equality, as I already explained you, from being integrated into the society. Pakistani Christians face a relentless campaign of discrimination, persecution, and the violence seeks to erase existence. This is not a collection of isolated incident, but deliberate, systematic effort to marginalize and eliminate the vibrant
Mm-hmm.
community.
Yeah.
As the heart of this persecution are this draconian blasphemy laws that are very brutal and used against us. So we are facing all these challenges. So Christians in Pakistan, I give you the example of the forced conversion. The forced conversion is very systematic genocide, and our Christian girls they are abducted, they are raped, and forcibly converted to Islam. Even underage girl. Even when I'm talking today, someone reported me one case that 14-year-old Christian girl, she is abducted
Wow.
12th of June 2015 this month. And today, when before we starting this podcast, they sent me this detail, and this is the uh, date of birth certificate they sent me.
And so she's Christian, she was kidnapped, and the way that it usually happens is they're kidnapped, they're then raped, and then they're converted to Islam, and then they're married off. Is that the traditional or the typical way that that happens?
Yes, this is the typical way that they, and this family just, they today sent me detail, and they are seeking help
Oh
from
my
me,
gosh.
and they want me to help them. But I'm limited. I cannot help them, and they need to hire the lawyer. They need to find out the girl when they are going to police station. Police want them to give them money, to find out the girl. This discrimination seeps into very aspect of life. Even in the school, Christian children are mocked and taught from bias textbooks that erase their contribution and verify their faith, fostering intolerance from the age. And in employment, Christians are relegated to the menial jobs that, like janitors or sanitation worker, excluded from their position of influence in the parliament, and the reserve seats offer no real power, cementing their second class status. And as I show you this girl situation, she's recently, a few days ago back, she is abducted. This horrifying practice of forced conversion, particularly of young Christian girls. In past, one girl, her name is Huma Yunus, and other was Maria. She was from Faisalabad, abducted and coerced into Islamic marriages, highlight the systematic failure to protect the vulnerable. And the most damning is to collapse of the justice court from the lower level to the Supreme Court are gripped by the fear of extremists. So even all these situation is happening to us, but no one is aware because the mainstream media is not interested to report all these what is happening to us. The mainstream media is silent. Their priorities are something else. But what we are facing, that it's terrible, beyond your imaginations.
Right. Oh, it's very terrible. Well, this is round one. So until next time, thank you so much for just sharing just a little bit about the history and about what's going on in Pakistan. And we will do a deeper dive next time into my audience. If you do have any questions or comments you would like to say, please leave them in the comment section. And I hope you have a wonderful morning, day, or night, wherever you are in the world. And God bless you. Bye-bye.